And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, December 20th, 2014. This is Season 8, Episode 51. I'm Scott.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Matt.
I'm RJ.
I'm Nathan.
And welcome once again to In-Game Chat in the old studio. I know we said we were going to be in a new studio this week, and that was the plan, but that is not the plan any longer.
The best laid plans of mice and men.
We
right?
unknowingly lied.
Really, we did. We totally made it all up. There is no... Actually, if I could turn one of these cameras around, you could see all the junk that was pulled out of what was in our new studio. It is now going into what will become our old studio. But it's a lot of junk.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be... We might be in it next week. I really don't want to give you a date because I don't know when it's going to happen.
It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah. Just, it'll be one of those tweets you'll get where it's like, we're in the new studio. It'll be completely at random and no idea when it'll happen.
We're going to be like release dates, you know. When it's released, it's released.
That's pretty much the case. That's exactly what we are. We're not necessarily on Valve time, but it's starting to feel like it, I will tell you that. The station got hit by lightning September 3rd. So it has been in the state that it's been in, at least this one, since then. And trust me, there's 3 other studios like this, you know, different sizes and stuff like that, but 3 other studios like this in the building. There's, there's 8 radio stations total coming out of here, but there's 3 other studios other than this one, and all 3 of those were in need of some serious work before they ever got to this. And then when they got to this, by the time they got to this one, it was like, we're moving you anyway, so we'll tweak it to where it works, and then to where, you just get by with it, because that's all you really...
Band-Aids.
Yeah, that's all you really need to do. And really, it did come to that, because even things would start breaking. It's like, we're moving. There's no point in going out buying something new and replacing it with right now. We're getting all this moving to a new place. So, but that's just not happening yet. So, but it will. It will happen. It might be a good Christmas present next week. It might be a good New Year's resolution to have that will eventually be in the studio. But it'll happen. So, I'm honestly not complaining because I can't complain for the guy that works here, the engineer. By the way, his name's Dan Goodman. He actually ran this board. He ran this thing when I was in the hospital earlier this year.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
On that such short notice thing. I can't give him any crap. Guy's been working his ass off to get all these stations back and for everything else that's been going on. So it's fine.
Shout out to Dan.
Whenever he can get to it is when he can get to it, and I have no problem with that. So enough of that. Out of the way. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. You can check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on the Twitter at InGameChat as well as on the Facebook. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. We're streaming the cam feed right now over at twitch.tv. Head over there, search for In-Game Chat. You will find us, and then you can join in the chat room live while we broadcast. Little note to anybody listening, this is an actual radio station. This is a radio studio. We are on FCC-monitored radio. If you do call in and you say a word that is not allowed, we will not only kill that part so it doesn't go on the air, we will also...
Drop you like a hot potato.
Yes.
So be nice.
Thank you, Dennis. So that will happen, too. So that's just a heads up, and I'll reiterate that again throughout the show just in case nobody hears it or didn't hear it or that it just wasn't clear enough.
Yeah. You don't want Santa to come by and give you coal.
So, speaking of Santa, it is our Christmas episode. I know we weren't sure if we were going to do this, but I said, it's better to do it before than after. So let's just get it out of the way, get it done. So we'll have Christmas music from video games all throughout the episode. As you heard in the opening there, it wasn't our normal opening. It was our Christmas opening. We did that last year, and because of how busy it's been, I haven't been able to do a new one. Although your music is coming up, the stuff you sent in, RJ, for the Christmas stuff, that is coming up. But that was Winter's theme from...
Mother 2?
Mother 2, yeah, Earthbound. That's where that was from. And I heard a little badunk.
Yeah,
Somebody got a message.
Someone didn't mute
Everything
their
okay over there? All right. Just making sure.
Would you like to read it out to the rest of the class?
Yeah. Passing notes?
Actually, her mom, she wanted to know where to listen to the station.
Oh, really?
So you wanted to know.
Is that, wait, your mom?
Yeah.
Did she call?
No.
Oh, that's not who.
That's east of the Rockies.
Oh, okay. What did he want to know where?
He had a question for you.
Oh, well, is he on?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, we can jump right into it.
Okay.
If you'd like to call, This guy's fine. He's not going to say anything bad. If you would like to call us, 334-272-9228 is the number, 334-272-9228. Put him through. Let's go to East of the Rockies. Say East.
Hey, I thought I'd give your show a call. I'm listening to it. This is my first time.
It's your first time. Well, thank you very much.
Enjoying it. Hey, look, here's my question. What I'll do is I'll ask it and then let you guys answer it. I'll go ahead and hang up.
Okay.
My 13-year-old is an avid gamer. He's pretty stuck on PS2 or 3, I forget which. I'm a total bozo, borrowing from the term from the 80s. But here's the question. He has some equipment that he wants to unload so he can get a new system. And he wants to do it on eBay. Could you guys comment on what are some of the pitfalls and things that we need to look out for as we guide him through that process?
Okay. Good question. And thanks for making the call.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for listening, too. So, eBay. I have had a few experiences mostly as buying from eBay than I have as selling.
I've only bought stuff from eBay. I haven't sold anything from it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that hard, I don't think.
Yeah, I haven't had any experience selling. That's the only problem.
I've sold a few things off of eBay.
Okay.
This is RJ, by the way.
I've sold a few things off of eBay. The best thing I've done is have a PayPal account so you can easily transfer the funds back and forth. The only drawback I've ever really had was the waiting for the funds to come in without PayPal, like waiting.
Right. When was the last time you did that?
Last time it's been a very long.
Because they put in new regulations on that
whole situation. About a year and a half since I did. So.
Yeah, and I think since then they've added some kind of situation where you've got to wait even longer to get those funds from.
Well, I sold my 360 last Christmas to get my PS4.
Okay.
So,
and you did it through eBay then?
Yes, I did through eBay. And I sold like 4 games, 2 controllers, system.
Would it be now? He said his son was 13, maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know, East, if you're still listening, this is a question you can go ahead and answer yourself. But I don't know if your son has a PayPal account or if you would let him use yours if you have one. If you guys aren't into PayPal at all, it's probably best not to go the eBay route, huh?
Yeah, dude, only
with PayPal.
Yeah. And plus with PayPal, like when I did it, you have to be paid first. Or PayPal holds the money, so the money's technically right there. And then it's just waiting for
confirmation from the buyer
of the shipment, and everything to go through. So your money's guaranteed, to be right there in PayPal, just waiting.
I was gonna say, like as a buyer, I've never sold anything on eBay. As a buyer, I've never had any troubles. Yeah, I've bought stuff off of eBay, plenty of things.
If you want a minimum, put a reserve on it.
Yeah.
Typically, it's funny. I've sold my paintball gun. I've sold multiple things on eBay, and my dad has as well. You always almost make more money if you don't put a reserve on it. I don't know why. It just puts people away. My paintball gun, it was worth about $300. I put a reserve for $270. Didn't even hit $220. I didn't put the reserve. It hit $320. I don't know why. It just turns people off. But anyway, so I've trusted it. I've used it multiple times. Get a market or look around for a market price of what things are going for. Generally, if people are paying, or bidding, they're not going to be like fake bidders or anything. People are, usually trustworthy on there.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't testify to selling anything on eBay. I have only ever bought on eBay, and as a buyer, never had any problems that I can remember. I'm pretty sure they would have stuck out. I tried to sell my PS3 launch system on eBay, and that was back in the rush of everybody trying to sell those for the Christmas gift and that sort of thing when they were going for way over market value, and I was trying to get that.
Yeah.
And I probably put a reserve on it. I can't remember, but it never met. And then by the time it got around to it, the market had really gone down from what it used to be. And rather than fooling with the shipping and everything else I was going to have to do, I found, I think, a local buyer for it and was able to sell it. I think I made like a $50 profit or something like that.
Well, and that was another thing I was going to say. If you want to, that's another option of doing. There's tons of Facebook groups that you can look around that do, like, there's a Millbrook one, Prattville one, stuff like that.
You can sell stuff with
locally, yeah. And they're constant. People at this time of the year, people are always posting systems and stuff. So if you don't want to deal, and that's the other thing. Whatever you think you're going to get for it, deduct about 10% of PayPal and eBay fees total. Usually, I think PayPal's like 4%, and I think eBay 6%. So it usually comes out to 10%. So you might want to subtract that, and shipping, whether they paid or it's for free.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question there, East. Obviously, the first thing you need to figure out is if you even want to do eBay. If your son or you have a PayPal account and you want them to use that in order to do that. If you don't have PayPal, it's best not even to go that route through eBay. Although I like his other ideas of finding the local Facebook pages and doing it there. That just seems
no fees.
Better. Yeah, there's no fees,
no shipping.
Everything's quicker.
But do it in public places.
Right. I think that works for a lot of things. So, anyway, thanks for calling. And if you'd like to call us, you can. 334-272-9228 is the number. Like I said, we're going to have Christmas music throughout the episode. We may even take not even commercial breaks. We may just play music just to play the music because it's so rare that we get a chance to do that once a year type situation. But we got plenty to talk about before we jump into that. Let's go into what we've been doing. I have done absolutely nothing. I forgot a game that I played last week, or at least when we did this last week. I forgot to mention a game.
Yeah.
And now I can't remember the name.
Pinball.
No.
It was the game with that guy in the place with the thing.
That is absolutely correct.
And you got to do the other thing to the other guy.
I got it. Eulogy for a Dead World, Dead Planet.
Oh
dead...
yeah. The writing game.
Yes.
Isn't it like you go to worlds and write? Essentially, you're like kind of a interstellar reporter of some kind.
In a sense, but at least on the first stage that I took, it was make it all up.
I'd be too tempted
Really?
just like for my eulogy just to put mostly harmless and leave it at that.
But you can't. There's I guess you could write that for every single thing, but like within each world, there's these little places that you can write part of that story.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, there's no limit on each one of those. There's like 15 in one world. And so you move your little rocket guy, and he comes upon a place where you can write. And then you move him further in the level, comes upon a place you can write. And you can get some ideas of what different things are going on from the background, but you don't have any idea. You don't know. There is no set path as far as what happened to the civilization or what you're going to be writing about, at least in the first world that I played.
I love the artwork.
Yeah, no, the style of it's great, and I started reading somebody else's stuff, and I thought, okay, I'm doing this all wrong.
They were actually really
oh man, they were putting in some effort, man. They were just this is not Mad Libs.
Yeah,
essentially, it feels like that.
But they sort of create a whole mythos and everything.
They give you a starter line, and then you have to complete that line.
Okay,
and you can complete that line with as many sentences, paragraphs, ever how much you want. Even so much to the point that you can delete their starter line and just start however you want, which makes it feel a little bit like freeform, and I agree it should be that way.
I was say is what is the what increments your progress essentially in this game? Is there anything like that, or is it just literally just you write these stories?
Honestly, nothing has to increment, or nothing has to do that.
Okay.
Nothing has to get in your way. I noticed at the first thing I came to, it talked about what it says the civilization moved underground, or started underground, or discovered underground, or something like that. And I wrote because they weren't sure what the weather was going to be like, so they went underground to whatever. As I went further along, my starter sentence of something said that that I had it reversed. They didn't go underground; they started underground and then came out, or weren't forced underground. One or the other. I had it opposite, and I thought, well, crap! Now I got to go back and change that. I didn't actually have to do that. I could have just deleted their starter line and made my own.
Interesting.
I didn't think about that at the time, but I could have just deleted that and said, no, I'm going to stick with this whole story that I've got of the civilization went underground to survive, rather than
coming out of the caves, so to speak.
Eventually, it gave me this idea that there was an underground civilization and there was above ground civilization. That's the idea that it gave me eventually as I went further in. And as I kept going, I was like, no, I'm really confused because it's supposed to be this way, but I've written them into some other place, and I need to fix that.
You need a continuity editor.
Right. All the while not realizing that I could just delete everything that they give me and write my own story. So I didn't finish that, and I didn't get much further with it, but I was reading somebody else's, and I thought, okay. I really need to work on this. But anyway, that's a game that I played last week and did not mention. So let's start with not Dennis. Let's start with Nate.
Let's see. I have played a little Battlefield 4. Have some friends that were playing that, so play with them.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfenstein, just trying to beat that. Been loving that single player. It's been,
The New Order?
yes. Which I saw you were playing that as well.
I'll get to that.
But I've been enjoying that. I'm actually getting. I took advantage of that sale that Best Buy had for Little Big Planet 3.
Oh, did you get that? Good.
Yes, and I traded in Madden and another game. I can't think of what it was. So I got $10 for it for those games, which I didn't really care. And so total, I only ended up paying $24 for that game.
Did you get the collector's edition or just the regular?
The plush.
Yeah.
I don't know which edition. It
I
said,
don't think they had they didn't have the plush edition there, did they?
Well,
Okay.
it said in Montgomery they had it.
Oh.
But I had it shipped to my house.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know if it says, like, on the picture, it says plush edition. Or it's either the picture. One of it says plush edition, and then one of it says, just the email, whatever, says day one. So I don't know which is coming.
Huh.
Yeah. So I'm not that worried about
Okay,
it.
so it's in the mail. It hadn't shown up yet?
No, it comes today. So, but yeah, I only got, it's like $24. So,
Okay.
so I'll be playing that probably later on. And then, WoW. That's about it.
All right, RJ.
Speaking of which, you said the New Order. I think I saw it at GameStop for like $30 now. They finally dropped the price to $30, so I'm probably going to be picking that up a little bit anyway, because I still have to play that second playthrough that I did.
What is this game again?
Wolfenstein.
Oh, New Order. Yeah. Okay.
When I first played, it was a rental, so I only got to play through one playthrough, and I ain't played the second one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I've been playing. Standard fare. I've been almost finished with the classic run through of Dead Space 3. Did a little bit of Virtua Fighter 5 in, but for the most part, I've been playing Guilty Gear Xrd Sign. I've been playing that, the new release from Axis Games. Fighting title, real pretty. Blend of 3D, 2D graphics and everything. Still have one of my favorite characters there, Axel Lowe. Using him right now, trying to go through trials and training mode to get back into the swing of things. So I haven't played Guilty Gear in a very long time, but all those old tactics and skills is coming back to me, so I've started playing that now. Some changes in the game. They took a few fan favorite characters out, like Anji Mito, Baiken. I haven't seen those two in there. But, with typical fighting games, they're going to have some DLC later on. I mean, the first day, they already had one character, Elfit Valentine, available free. So that was off the first day.
Now, could they have also, like, hidden? Because I know sometimes the fighting games, they have, like, hidden characters. Like Street Fighter, Akuma's going to be in there, but sometimes he's a hidden character that you have to unlock later.
I haven't seen really hidden characters in a while, actually. Like I said, most of the time I see them in DLC.
Okay.
For anything else, but maybe that's the case with this. Maybe they're doing something different anyway. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's typical Guilty Gear fare, and when I get knock the rust off, so to speak, I'll be able to play some friends of mine, and we'll have good times again. All
right, Matt, over to you.
Lately I've been playing Borderlands pre-sequel.
Okay.
Enjoying that. I'm playing as Claptrap, so man.
Are you sure you want to play as Claptrap?
What's hilarious is like when you select the character and the character selected, like it keeps on warning you. It's like you know this is Claptrap, right? I'm like, yeah, select him. And like, okay, he's really annoying. I'm like, yeah, select him. He's like, you're really positive about this. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, because yeah, it's Claptrap.
Are there any stairs in the game? Because I think that's going to stop your quest cold right there.
Actually, he climbs ladders and everything. I guess he has like the R2D2 sense of like ladders don't mean nothing to him. That and like Nate said, I've been playing Wolfenstein New Order too, I guess as well, not too, but yeah, as well, and really enjoying that one. That's
right. You haven't played that yet. I keep thinking this is
I
going,
missed it.
Yeah,
and so I was like wondering, like Nate, like how far are you into the game?
Let's see. I got to the point where it's not too far. We just stole the helicopters.
Stole the helicopters?
Yes.
Okay, then. All right, so you're right after the where you go to I guess the resistance camp.
Yes.
Okay, that's where I'm at. Right, that's where I left off.
Okay.
So I was about to go on that mission.
Yeah.
Did you go and have the nightmare?
Yes, I've done that multiple times.
Wasn't that awesome?
It is very awesome.
Have you heard about this, Scott?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was great. I'm like,
I forget he's coming from
I was kind of
He's
in
coming
the
from
media
the past.
blackout. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 months removed.
He's that guy that shows up and he's like, guys, the cake's a lie. Oh my god.
Man, have you guys played the PS3 yet?
It's pretty cool. Nah, I thought it was pretty hilarious. I was running through, and it was actually harder than I was expecting it to be.
is, yeah.
I was getting killed, and then I was like, "What the? No, I should be like."
Did you know Last of Us came out on?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
Now, Wolfenstein has a thing where it is like there's a point where you like have to make a decision. I know that.
At the very
Well, in the very
of
beginning,
game.
you have a decision
Yeah.
to make which timeline to go on.
Does that and that like changes the mission structures?
No, not really.
Okay.
It changes.
Does it give you a different ability? Because
Yeah,
I choose
and I don't
Ferguson.
I
with the
don't
lockpick.
remember which one it is, but one of the guys
Allows you to like hot wire stuff.
you can collect upgrades to your armor,
Okay, now I got the health upgrade.
and the other guy gives you upgrades to your health.
Okay.
I guess, or something. It's something like that. The power ups that you pick up, or the upgrade stuff that you pick up, is for the armor, the health, and then the other one's vice versa, that sort of thing.
Okay.
That's the difference as far as mechanics are concerned. Now, I don't necessarily know about storyline. I can't remember about that. I can't remember what changes there. I don't think. Well, okay. There's a big thing at the end. Yeah. Let me. Okay.
All right. So
That'll change everything. Put it this way: everything that you see in the game that relates to the choice you made, just think of it as the opposite. Whenever, as far as what would happen on the next time, RJ knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
With what?
New Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You beat it
choice you have
through
to
on
be?
one guy.
I beat it
right?
through with Fergie. Was his
Ferguson,
name?
yeah.
Ferguson, yes. I beat it through with Fergie, but I haven't played with the young guy. I haven't played
Right.
with
So,
the
like
young
at
guy.
the near the end of the
thing.
game, there's a thing.
Yeah.
It's just reversed
with the other one.
depending
Mhm.
if you do the other guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
Look. Merry Christmas.
Appreciate it. What?
But yeah, I've been doing that. Still, like I got all the games that on Steam that I downloaded and everything that's been working out. But then I'm like going back through some of my other parts of my library. I'm like, oh hey, let me. So I'm just continually tinkering with that and downloading stuff. But that and playing the Steam holiday sale game. Which games do I want to buy? That one.
Mhm.
Picked up.
That's
a couple
always
of stuff.
fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, picked up a couple of stuff, already. They had some really, really cheap stuff,
Yeah, we'll go over the Steam sale here
Yeah.
a little bit later on. Over to Dennis. Anything other than Binding of Isaac?
Man, Law of Binding of Isaac Rebirth up to 80% of the achievements so far, so I'm starting to hit against the ceiling where it's going to be getting really difficult.
The head banging.
Yeah. I still haven't unlocked the final character yet, which is... You know about that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but spoilers, The Lost, which is you have a health meter in this game. He's the only character without one. One hit and it's game over yesterday.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's like there have been some characters like that where it's been difficult to get health for them because of how how it works. But this one's like one hit and you're gone. There's very few items that will let you just survive a hit.
It turns into Hotline Miami health.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's where I am now. I'm about to unlock that character, and but his rewards for his unlocks are some of the best in the game.
So this is your hardcore mode for hard Binding of Isaac, right?
Yeah, it's not that it was easy before, but now it's just it's that I'm not looking forward
Harsh
to
and
it.
unforgiving.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's all for you, huh?
Yeah, that's been it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we are going to have more of the news that hit. We're going to open up our Christmas present that we got from a listener. I was waiting for her to jump in the chat room. She is not in the chat room.
I think she's working.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know when she's going to get in, so let's go ahead and open that. But we'll do that. We'll do that coming up next. Right now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of in-game chat in just a moment. Here is, it's called Merry Christmas. It's from Blue Stinger. We'll be right back. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. It is our Christmas episode. Not that that really means anything other than us playing Christmas music from video games throughout the night. And this was from... Oh, you tell us, RJ. Because I think you know what that is.
Christmas Nights.
Christmas Nights. Well, that's not... It was... That was just an add-on for it. Was that a separate game?
Kind of a separate game. Had its own little own disc and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sega Saturn, right?
Yes, Sega Saturn, yeah.
That was really cheery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some really nice music in that one, too.
Our next one's not so cheery.
Good.
And it is a favorite of mine. I was going through the list of songs that we had in order to put in, and I know that we basically, not counting the opening, because the opening always stays the same, we have 7 places that we can put songs. So we get 7 things to pick from. And RJ's stuff from this year and the stuff that we had from last year was a lot more than 7, which is why I'm considering like having breaks in here where we just play some of this music, because we don't get a chance to often play just the Christmas theme music, and it is the season. So Steam sale. No. Let's get to this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
This.
Need a drum roll.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't know drum roll. Let's see if she showed up. She has not showed up. Oh, hey, Digital Hughes is in the chat room.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so this was sent to us from Sarah. She is Medusa's Mirror in the chat room. And should I open the card up first, or should I open the folder up first?
You always go card first.
Do you?
Yeah.
Or you can pick what's in the box.
Or, yeah, exactly. I tell you, well, if we weren't on such a delay, I'd be like, hey, you folks in the chat room, you tell us which to open first.
5 minutes later.
I know. Meanwhile, we'll talk about whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, so card first then.
I mean, typically how you do that with the Christmas presents?
I don't normally get a folder. So, I don't know.
All right, good point.
But maybe the card describes whatever the folder is.
Well, let's
Or
find
maybe
out.
I don't know. This is a very thick, oh, there's stuff
Is
inside.
it substantial?
Never mind, there's stuff in here. Oh, wow. There's some hair.
That's a weird thing to
I
send.
know.
That was a piece of hair.
Here's a voodoo doll I'm making of you guys.
Anyway, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to the IGC crew. Thanks for another great year. I tried to make a crane for everyone this year. You guys get paper cranes.
Oh, origami.
Yes.
Nice.
So, here's your crane, Nate.
Thank you.
Here's your crane, RJ.
Much obliged.
Here's your crane, Matt.
I shall name him Ichabod.
There you go. Here's your crane, Dennis.
Ah, thank you.
And then there's one for James, and then there's one for me. So, that's awesome. I think she sent a paper crane before, but I can't remember. Anyway. Okay, the photo from Courtney was one she gave me when I told her about your show at Dragon Con. Best wishes, Sarah, Medusa's Mirror. Courtney. Oh, it's the bald chick from Mass Effect. I'll just pass this to the in-game chat crew. You guys are awesome. Love, Jack. Courtney, here, I'll just pass this. Oh, here, just hold it up to the camera for people to see.
Very nice.
I know Medusa's Mirror, and when I was deployed, she actually sent me birthday cards from people that from Dragon Con. So
okay.
I got like these birthday cards in the mail from Billy Boyd, one of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings and everything, saying, "Hey Matt, happy birthday," and just all these things. I was like, "Oh my god!" And like the guys I work with, they're like, "Wait, you have actors sending you birthday cards?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's just how it is."
That's
like,
really awesome.
wow, this is really nice.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Thank you much for this wonderful gift.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it. She's been great. She sent us, I think she sent us a card last year.
We'll have to get it framed.
Yeah, and hang it up in the new studio, but only when we're in doing the show, because otherwise, no idea what'll happen to it. I'm amazed some of the stuff that we leave in here survived.
Yeah,
and
like
stayed
that
with
red
us.
paper clip.
Red paper clip's still up there, yeah. Mic stands and stuff that we use to mount the cameras we leave in here. That's really, really cool. That is awesome.
Or we could just, cut it up in pieces and each have our section of the,
No.
Nah. Yeah. You make weird suggestions. Anyway, that's cool. So thank you very much, Medusa's Mirror. I
Yes,
know you're
thank
not
you.
in the chat room, but in fact, we'll go over and do a chat room roll call real quick. Like Arioka, W. Matthew, Lavos, Zufu, Digital Hughes, as we said, Raspy Salamander, which is a name I love, Tacitus 59, Jack Kraft, STM Fuller, Leopold Kane is in there, and Cavalier UK hanging out in the chat room as well. Thanks everybody for hanging out. A lot of people now on vacation and stuff for the holidays, and so probably enjoying that rather than deciding to listen to a bunch of guys talk video games, which is absolutely fine. On to the Steam sale that's going on. This sale is it's kind of meh for me. I don't have anything that I'm hoping is going to go on a daily deal or anything like that. I've got a bunch of stuff in my wish list that's really, really low right now.
Yeah,
and I don't see it hitting. I don't see it hitting the daily deals or anything. I just see it kind of being in there because they're not high profile games by any means.
That's what it was like. My wish list will like pop up saying, "Hey, something on a wish list is on sale," and I go look at it. I'm like, "Oh, let me get that."
I would. I was going to say, had I not been gifted South Park Stick of Truth, I'd probably be hoping for that one to go on sale.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't really see anything that Alien Isolation's probably as low as it's going to go. It might hit a daily deal, but I'm either way on that.
Yeah, I might pick up Assassin's Creed 4. That's going for about $10 now. Just because
yes, it is.
I've heard enough. Like, no, this is actually a good game.
I liked it.
Yeah, you'd be okay picking that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unity is on sale now for like $40. But
I seem to remember that they did the same thing with 4 when it came out in November. Then it was last year, or the year before, it was in the winter sale as well for about the same discounted price, around 33%.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of unusual. It's only been out a month, but I don't know. Maybe he's just had that many.
There might be
issues.
reasons for that.
Yeah.
It hit. It was a daily deal back on Monday. I think it was a daily deal for like Amazon and stuff. People were selling that thing. Was it $30? It was $30. Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, it's going for 40 on Steam.
Yeah, it's going for 40 now, but for a one-day only sale, it was $30 earlier this week, and I still
It's like
passed
a gold
on it.
box deal.
Yeah, I still. No, not even for 30. I'm not doing that. However, I did have it sent from GameFly, so now I have it to. Well, I wanted to see if there's any progress being made. I know that the patches were supposed to. Man, they're supposed to fix it. Did you see some of the stuff from the patch? No. Like the threads of people talking about how borked it was even after the patch.
I haven't.
Where the
read
pop-in was even worse.
Oh.
So that's not what a patch is supposed to do. It's actually supposed to do just the opposite.
If you ever played Battlefield 2 back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
that game, literally every single patch broke something.
Yeah.
It was the patch of the patch of the patch.
Yeah.
It was horrible, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it had issues even with the patch, and oh man, it's not been a good time for Ubisoft because they broke Tetris when they put that up on the PlayStation Store or whatever it was, Tetris Ultra or something. I can't remember what it's
something
called.
like that.
That was broken as well, stuttering and all sorts of stuff. And it was it's Tetris.
Yeah.
It's Tetris.
It's not the most technologically advanced game.
Good. So anyway, so nothing for me. Has anybody picked up? Well, I mean, I take that back. I picked up Flight Simulator.
Flight
Sim X.
Simulator X.
Yes. Yeah. That's one I did pick up.
That was $5.
I know. Finally
Right
on
out,
finally
$5.
on Steam.
So I grabbed that. I'm pretty sure James did too.
Yes, he did.
because he sent me a message telling me that it was $5.
I was
going
gonna get it for him.
around.
But he already did.
Yeah, I picked up the Legend of Korra game, the one Platinum did.
Mm.
That was on daily. Deal
Platinum
last
did that?
year. Yeah, Platinum. Same guys did Bayonetta.
Yeah, well, I know.
Yeah, I think it was Platinum, as far as if I'm remembering correctly.
That seems an odd. Maybe it's not an odd choice, but I'm curious how that.
I had heard good things about it. I was like,
wonder how-
I'll give this a shot. It's a licensed game. It's $10 right now, so sure.
I'd like to know what you think about that. If you'll ever tear yourself away from.
It's hard to get away from Isaac.
Right. Yeah, I'd really like to know because I mean, Platinum doing that game just doesn't seem like it meshes. But then again, they did Metal Gear, and
Yeah.
that would have been something I said it doesn't really work either, but it did. So
Speaking of, that's when I picked up Revengeance.
yeah, it's down really cheap too.
I got that one. I got the Flight Simulator X. Free Space 2 was like $4. I'm like, how can I pass that up?
Mm.
And I think there's another one in there that, you know, like just stuff that was just down super, you know, just back of the wish list kind of ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, all right, you know, for a couple bucks, I'll pick that up.
I
too.
bought something other than Flight Sim, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
God, it's bothering me now. Because I got Flight Sim, that was $5, and then the next thing I bought was something like $9, and I can't remember what it was.
You bought Flight Simulator X, Assassin's Creed Liberation, and Door Kickers.
Yeah, that's right. Door kickers.
What'd I get?
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
a minute.
Thank you. Liberation was down to like $5, I think.
You got,
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles.
yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
I would probably pick that up if I thought I'd get to it anytime.
Is
soon.
W. Matthew in the
I don't-
chat room? If he's in the chat room, and, well, he is not in the chat room. That guy has plenty of good things to say about that game.
I played it briefly on the PS3 and I loved it.
Right, I've got it for PS3, and I still haven't played it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The only other thing I did was I went ahead and pre-ordered the new Saints Row game that comes out next month, Gat Out of Hell.
Is that a full game or is that just
it's
add-on?
built. It's built on the same engine. It is its own game,
Okay.
but it's. I mean, they're selling for $20.
But you don't need the
Oh, I
You don't,
previous game to play.
yeah, the most you get is like if you have 4, you can import your custom boss character into it because you're playing as either Johnny Cat or Kinsey.
Okay. I guess it's kind of like, you know, back in the day, the Half-Life Blue Shift and, you know, where they're kind of their own thing built on the same engine and built upon.
Yeah, because it's using the exact same engine from 3
Okay.
and 4.
I really enjoyed 4.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, I'll give you $20
It was
for this.
it was stupid, cheesy fun.
I haven't played 4 yet. I've got it. and I
Oh,
haven't played
4
it.
is so good.
Same here.
I did the same thing with
It-
3, though. I took forever before I played it, and then, of course, I was like Matt and being like, hey, guys, Saints Row 3 is really awesome. Have
Yeah.
you played it?
4 it takes
I at least had an excuse.
No, you did. Yeah, I have none.
4 takes all the mechanics from like the games like Crackdown and Prototype and Infamous and like
And
just refines
Yeah,
them very
completely.
well and puts them in Saints Row.
My first foray into Saints Row was because of PSN offering it for free.
Yeah, that's
number
exactly
3.
where I started
That's the
on
only,
3.
That's the only reason
I was
I
like,
got into it was
So
number
I started
3.
back in the days of 1.
yeah, because I looked at
Yeah.
I looked at it. I was like, okay, it looks like GTA. Oh, okay, it's free. I'll give it a shot. It's like, oh, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually
My-
enjoying this.
My first experience with Saints Row, I was in Iraq back in '06, and I was at the BX, and they had a display there of all things in the middle of Iraq, but they had a Xbox 360 setup display, and like I just picked up the controller. I'm like, yeah, I was like you. I was like, okay, it looks like GTA 4. So and I started like playing it, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty, you know.
yeah, it's-
And like the first one seemed to be more take itself seriously. And the second one, not so much. By the time they did the third, there's like, you know what? Let's just go insane.
yeah, that's why I understood. It's like 1 was kind of more of a serious style.
Yeah.
2 was one when you drove a septic tank around town spraying.
Yeah, spraying
everybody.
people, and yeah. By the time they did 3, there's like, you know, we know what our niche is, and it is, I guess, in the poop and fart jokes, and so let's just do that. And they just ran with it.
And it worked.
Yeah, and it does,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
worked.
fun.
It absolutely
really
works.
fun.
So, let's jump into the phones right now. Go to Zufu.
Hey,
Hey, Zufu.
Hey, Zufu.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
going well?
Doing good.
Just was wondering if you had the ability to I want to just make 2 points and just get your thoughts on it.
Okay, yeah.
The first one is I just got Ground Zeroes for PC,
Ooh.
and
I've heard some really good things about
Yeah.
that.
yeah, it's amazing. PC Master Race.
That's what I've heard some really good things about.
But what I just realized is compared to the PS4 version, you can tell like there's clearly a big difference, and that makes me wonder how are they going to put out another 7 or 8 year cycle? I don't think it's going to happen. The difference is too big already, and it's been less than 2 years already.
7 or 8 year cycle?
For the consoles?
Yeah, like PS3, I think it was about 8 years or 7, I think.
'Cause, yeah, I think before that it was like a 5-year cycle.
Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah,
but
well,
then,
PS3 was when they first says like this is going to be around for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be our.
I almost got
development.
it.
It's like, yeah, I mean,
It
to be
was.
fair, yeah.
I mean, it was around for 10 years. They were still making games for it 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finally stopped. Or am I thinking PS2? Maybe I'm thinking PS2. Anyway, how are they going to do that?
like,
I-
sorry.
I think that they will. There was a time when I kind of thought maybe Microsoft wouldn't. because it felt like Microsoft had made so many missteps with the design of their console, and not necessarily the cosmetic design, but the internals and things like that, and their decisions where they kept backpedaling or changing and all this. There felt like a time when they needed a mulligan, really.
Yeah,
and they kind of did that to themselves when they knocked off the Kinect and said, "Here's just the system itself."
Yeah, which was one of the big complaints about it originally.
Yeah.
It's like the always-on Kinect was
Yeah.
kind of stuck in a lot of people's craws.
In a sense, you could say that would be their second gen of this gen. I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not second generation, but their what's the word? The second
iteration. I
Yeah,
guess.
the second iteration of itself. The next level type situation where it's connectless.
Where you knock off $100 and take out the Kinect.
Right. Well, I mean, that was a big deal because they had shoved Kinect down our throats.
Yeah, well, and they literally said, "This is absolutely vital. You must have the Kinect. It's not the Xbox One without Kinect." Until you can get rid of the Kinect and everything's fine.
Right. Sales will always make that happen. So I don't know. I mean, my thought is that they'll get whatever time frame they've set for these consoles, they'll get it. Too much money is involved. There's too many things that has to happen. There's too many deals being made. They'll get their lifespan out of it. Now, if you're looking at it from a PC situation where it's like how can they keep up with what they're doing? They can't. They can't keep up with a PC.
No, they never were.
They never have been able to, and they never will. And I don't know. Did you just get a new box, or have you?
I built my PC, I think, about a year and a half ago, so
Yeah.
it's still pretty new, relatively.
It is, and the great thing about that is when it starts not being the way you want it, you just take out a part and put a new one in.
Exactly, and I think a lot of that has to do with, I think Arioka in the chat, he mentioned that PS2 was like the best-selling console of all time, and the reason I think that was is because there was no other hardware you could get that could match the performance of PS2 when it was, in its heyday.
Well,
But
and
now
there was also the fact that it was a DVD player, that was a big deal at that time.
that's true. I think
Well,
that's
it was
what
also a big
Dreamcast-
deal in PS3 at that time. Do you remember PS3? Here's the thing, and I look at this going from Black Friday just recently, where your Blu-rays were like $50, $60, and even today they're like $100 maybe. $79, $80, $100 for a Blu-ray player, even one that does 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I think your big ones right now that are hitting like $150 for something that does 4K upscaling or something, whatever, $150. Blu-rays were like $600.
Yeah,
Back in 05 or 06.
because your only choice was like Sony's proprietary player or a PS3.
Your cheapest choice for a Blu-ray player was the PS3, which was like $600.
Yeah, well, there was a thing that was posted up a long time ago. It was comparing when PS3 came out. At the time, the cheapest Blu-ray was $980 something.
Yeah.
That was the cheapest Blu-ray. And so Sony's like, we're taking a loss on it, but we're willing to do that. And people are like, oh, that's way too much.
I mean, they had to win the format war first, which was easy.
The Blu-ray versus HD DVD from Toshiba. What's
Toshiba,
that?
yeah. And I had an Xbox 360 HD DVD player. Still got it too, and I've still got some of my HD DVDs.
The red the
red ones.
case.
Yeah. Still got some of those, but
That
yeah.
war ended so quick.
oh my God, did it ever?
Yeah.
And everybody predicted that it would be HD DVD that won.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, look at Sony's. They messed out with Betamax, so.
I know there's plenty to look at to say that it wasn't going to do that. Of course, we're going way off.
Going back to
Back to your point. Sorry.
Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Ground Zeroes on the PS4, it did not look shabby at all.
No, it looked great, but
I can't even.
you should really look at it
Yeah,
on the
I know.
PC.
You're right. It's not bad. Look, it is next gen on the PS4,
Yeah,
but compared to the PC, I mean, like it's night and day. You can I don't know. For me, it's just a completely. It's not even a contest in terms of the graphics.
Yeah, it's good purchase there. Great purchase there. What was your second point?
The other point was just
Because we totally didn't answer your first.
But I was just thinking about a Telltale, about how I think they kind of revived the adventure genre. Because I remember growing up playing, Day of the Tentacle and all the old LucasArts games, Sam and Max, and I think Telltale, they kind of kept that formula of adventure game, but really
That
they
spirit.
really brought it back.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Telltale was the one that grabbed Sam and Max and started.
Yeah, Sam and Max and the
revitalized
Back to the
that.
Future, Walking Dead really put them on the map.
Walking Dead put them on the map.
Monkey
but
Island.
It was a big deal whenever Telltale didn't do Monkey Island,
Yes,
did they?
Escape
Yeah,
from.
they-
I mean,
Tales
Tales
from
from Monkey
Monkey
Island.
Island.
Yes, they did.
Okay, I didn't know it was Telltale. I thought that was just a Lucas. Or am I thinking the wrong thing?
That was the thing they did after
That was-
LucasArts kind of got.
what was the arcade edition? It was an arcade edition on Xbox 360 for.
Oh, that was the remastered Monkey Island 1 and 2.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Then.
Yeah.
You're right. They did do. You're right. They did do the episodic Monkey Island stuff. You're right. Telltale did. So yeah, they started out wanting to revitalize that exactly what you were talking about. The games that you had played, Sam and Max and Monkey Island and a couple of the others. Day of the Tentacle they haven't touched on, but that's getting a remaster. They started out that way, and they had some stumbles along the way. Sam and Max they did a great job with.
Yeah.
2 or 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
3 seasons of that. So 15 episodes of that thing. Back to the Future, when they got that license, I was really, really happy.
Excited, yeah.
Yeah. And I played it, and it was still, for the nostalgia alone, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And if it pops up on sale during the Steam sale, by all means, if it's cheap enough, like $5, whatever, might as well, if you've got that
desire?
that sort of nostalgia still within you for
Yeah.
that franchise. And
Yeah.
I always will and always have. If they did a Goonies one, I'd be the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking
Oh,
they
that
got,
would
they
be
got
awesome.
Christopher Lloyd back, and the guy that got to do Marty was like
Fantastic.
spot
Jesus.
on.
God, he was good. The game was not that great,
Yeah, the actual gameplay
but
was...
it still was and I paid full price for it, but it was still enough for the nostalgia factor of it. You know, rose tinted glasses, that sort of thing was all fine.
Yeah, and now they got Walking Dead. They've got Borderlands of all things as an adventure
That
game.
I'm really interested in.
I really want to play that.
Don't
Yes.
forget Jurassic Park. They tried Jurassic
Oh,
Park.
They
yes,
tried.
yes.
I think we're missing like the biggest one, guys. The
I know, Game of
Minecraft.
Thrones.
Oh,
Minecraft.
No,
Yeah,
Minecraft.
yeah, yeah.
That's
was-
going
which
to
was
bring them
announced.
into a
Minecraft
whole
was
audience.
just announced this week.
That's going to make them some huge bank.
I can imagine. Because for me, I don't get the Minecraft craze because I guess I'm not that generation. It's geared more towards kids. And
I get the craze, man. I get the craze of like sitting down with a bucket of Legos and being like, I'm just going to build.
Yeah,
Or
I-
sitting
I-
down with anything. I'm just going to build this.
I understand it.
I
It's
just don't
I
have
don't
the need to farm everything.
Yeah, I don't have the time for it. I just
The thing
Yeah.
I
is,
understand why it's
it
popular.
goes a lot deeper than just building.
It does.
Yeah.
Way deeper than just building.
For me, though, it only goes to the building aspect of it,
Yeah.
to the hey, let's build a little community or whatever. Because I know James got into it and Jeremy got into it, and a couple of guys from COG, and we built our own little spaces in that world that we did, and it was fun for a while just to do that.
Kind of like Terraria.
A bit of Terraria, yeah, it was fun for a while just to do that. But then, of course, that tapered off, and we went and did our other stuff. And I understand that there's a completely different way to play that game.
I don't play it, but my friend was showing me the other day.
A completely different way to experience that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay.
That never tapped into me, and that I never tapped into, and
more than anything, I'm kind of curious to see what Minecraft story mode consists of.
that's the same question I've got. Is because
Little kids buying it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what is your story? Because there's not really one in Minecraft aside from like, go to the Nether and kill the final boss. It's like the
you were
most
saying with your
story there
friend
is.
showing you an aspect of that game that you didn't realize was there, didn't know about. I would like to talk to somebody who is
That into it?
is into Minecraft that way, and say, does this interest you at all? This story mode thing. I know you don't know very much about it, but if all it is telling a story in the world of Minecraft, that's not playing it the way that you. That's not gonna pull from you what the current game pulls from you. It's not going to do that for you. So is it gonna be that big of a deal, or will they allow a mode in there that gets you what you want out of that? I don't know.
I'm
I'm not sure.
Kind of curious also if this was a done deal before or after the Microsoft acquisition. I don't think it'll affect it either way. It's just like one of those things where it's like, that'll be an interesting story to hear.
Because it's getting published on all systems,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's a Microsoft-owned property.
Yeah. Hey, Zufu, are you going to pick up Grim Fandango and Day of the Tentacle?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just for the nostalgia factor alone.
Yeah.
If it's going to be just like a bump in the graphics and the same storyline, I'd be okay with that. But I don't know if they're going to do anything with it.
I saw some video for Grim, and it looks like new lighting, new shaders, stuff like that. But I mean, the same. It sounds like the same music, same story, same everything. It looks better. So I'm probably going to pick it up for all the like PS4, Vita, and PC. Make sure they get my money.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I haven't played either of those.
You should definitely play Grim Fandango.
Day of the Tentacle, I think I may have tooled around with. I think it came out on the NES.
Well, I remember
No, you're
those days.
probably thinking Maniac Mansion.
Mansion.
Maniac
I think,
Mansion is
yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
That
Never
was
mind,
the one
sorry.
before.
Yeah.
I remember those days you had to actually type in commands into DOS and to start the game, and that's just, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Come a long way.
Then I just heard they're rebooting King's Quest too, as well. So
Yeah,
I'm
that was
excited
announced
about
at the
Yeah,
Game Awards.
the Game
yeah.
Awards. Which is, that
Yes,
looks
they are.
interesting.
It's like
The,
they're tapping into my nostalgia bone.
The Odd Gentleman taking over that, which is a very odd
All right, that's all I had,
decision.
guys.
Well, hey man, we appreciate you calling. Hope you have a great Christmas. Do you know anything you're getting for Christmas game wise?
No, not really. I don't really celebrate Christmas personally, so it's just another day for me.
I always celebrate something where I'm getting something, or I use it as an excuse to get myself something.
Yeah, it's free gifts for everyone, right?
So yeah, have you taken advantage of the Steam sale other than
oh yeah, definitely.
other than Metal Gear, I guess?
No, that's actually the only one that I have in mind. I was thinking about, like you guys were talking about earlier, there was that game. I thought you guys were mentioning it. I'm going to look into it.
Which one?
There was this one you're talking about that's on sale that you wanted to try.
There's a lot of games.
There's
on
a couple
sale I
of
wanna
there
try.
that we wanted to
Valkyria
try.
Chronicles?
Yeah, I think that might.
Okay.
That was on PS3. Yeah, it was on PS3, and
Yes.
now it's on Steam. The ones that I bought was Assassin's Creed Liberation because it was $5. Microsoft Flight Sim X, which is great, and then Door Kickers, which looks really fun.
Yeah, there are a couple others trying to decide on as well. DMC, I have it on 360, but my disc drive stopped working there, so it's kind of like I wouldn't mind picking that up for the.
It's getting a remaster, isn't it?
It is getting a remaster on PS4 and Xbox One, which yeah, okay, but yeah, right now I can pick up the game and the DLC I never got a chance to play through for like $15 on Steam. So
I really like that game. I mean,
it is really good.
level design of that game was fantastic. I know story or fight mechanics, whatever. Level design on that was brilliant. Loved that. So
And Unity X is only $40.19 if you anyone wants to pick it up.
Unity, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, so that's a steal, I guess.
Yeah, they're stealing from you. All right.
I'll wait till next year when Unity is like $10, which is where 4 is right now. So
Then it'll be
Yeah,
worth
I
it.
think it'll eventually get there. Well, we appreciate the call, man.
All right, thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks. And if you would like to be one of the ones to call us, keep in mind it's a radio show. So you say something bad, we're going to dump the call, then we're going to dump you. 334-272-9228, 334-272-9228. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we will have more of In-Game Chat. It's a Christmas show. All Christmas music throughout the episode. Here's one of my favorites that I couldn't get rid of. It's from last year. It's from Batman Arkham Origins.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, of course. It's got to be a Batman track. It's Joker's theme. We'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. That is music from Phantasy Star Universe. It is just called Christmas. One of the tracks that RJ brought into us, which I appreciate, RJ. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
And welcome to In-Game Chat. You want to get in touch with us, in touch with the show? I mean, we're broadcasting on Twitch right now. Head over to twitch.tv, search for In-Game Chat. You can watch and listen to the show there. And join in the chat room while we are doing our show. You can talk to everybody in the chat room. Nate had a couple of things he wanted to bring up.
What you got, Nate?
Yeah, let me
Other
just
than
throw that
music.
music over there in front of your
Is that
face.
my
Yeah, that's your background music. Go
Yeah,
for
that's
it,
your-
man. It's Nate's Corner.
Play us off, keyboard cat.
Nathan's Corner.
Oh, did you guys see that Minecraft's owner, his house he bought in
No.
California?
I heard something
Does it
about
look
that,
like Minecraft?
No.
No.
That
$70 million.
That was
Oh,
everyone's
geez.
biggest thing, that someone who made a game that you build things, that he bought a pre-built house.
Well, and I heard something like it was like a lot of people were trying to go for that house.
To
as
bid,
well.
yeah.
It
he
was like
outbidded,
not just him.
He outbidded Jay-Z and Beyonce for it.
Ha.
I mean, the house is beautiful. It looks exactly like the house from Grand Theft Auto 5, view-wise. I don't know if you
Okay.
noticed that.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same layout.
What, Michael's house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Same, not exact, but
Similar, yeah.
That house is very nice. I would never want to live there.
Really?
What do you want an $80 million house for? I looked up the property taxes for this just because I was bored and I wanted to look it
Because
up.
you have
I was at
more
work.
money than you know what to do with.
Property taxes in 1 year is $843,000.
That's a nice
year.
house right there. That's
Like 4 houses in Alabama. Like
Yeah.
nice houses. It's just property taxes.
I watched that little video for it
Yeah.
that showed you through it. I was like, that's a lot of space for one guy. I was thinking myself,
Well, I was like, I'd be so depressed sitting on a counter with 14 seats and I was the only one sitting
No
there.
I'm the
one
only
there?
one there. That's exactly the way I thought, because I was looking at this house and I'm like, that's awfully big. I mean, and it's not big as in like gigantic mansion type thing.
Yeah.
It's very flat.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful view.
it's still one of those situations where it's like, my house isn't very big as it is, but it's just me living there,
Yeah.
and it's a 3-bedroom house. And
it's
just me.
bigger than what you need. Or it's enough for one person, but
That's enough for a couple of people.
Yeah.
Although
Well, I mean, who knows what he's doing with it? I mean, he's got.
Hey,
maybe
it's
he's
America.
maybe he's building the Mojang commune and coding team there or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
He's-
I hope someone's there for all those seats.
yeah. Is he from Europe?
I
Is
don't
he
know where
European?
he's from.
I thought it was Sweden.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing that
Hey, more power to him.
hey, I'd visit.
Yeah. If I could afford it,
See if we can
I
get-
still wouldn't do it. But hey,
Let's see if we can interview him at his house.
Yeah.
But no, and then the other thing was Hotline Miami, the collector's edition, was announced.
oh,
And
Hotline Miami 2 or Hotline Miami?
Two.
Oh,
For,
okay.
wrong number is the
Yeah.
subtitle or whatever. But and that was one of those games where heard about it, never thought a thing about it, got it for free on a PS Plus, fell in love with it.
oh, the
and-
first one.
Yes, the very first one, and
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
it is.
I had the same thing. Like you don't think about it.
Mhm.
Then you play it, and you're like. At first, I was like, "All right, this will pass like 5 minutes or so."
Yeah.
And then I found myself like an hour some odd later, still like doing trying. I got to get this level just right. Got to
Yeah.
get this level just,
I know,
and
it can get
it
frustrating.
sucked me in pretty good.
But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get the collector's edition. It's only $60.
What comes with the collectors?
I mainly want it because I want to frame up the. It comes with 3 records of the game itself.
Vinyl?
Yes, vinyl records, full size. And it comes with all their crazy art styles. I'll post it here in chat in a second. Or RJ pulled it up. and posted
Are they
it.
like
But,
legit records you can
yeah,
play,
mhm.
or are they okay?
It'll have all
Just
the
the
game's soundtrack, yeah, in which
That's-
that game's known for its music.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then comes with the game and a few other little things. But $60, it's the price of a regular full game. So to me,
Yeah.
it's not like
Without getting 3 vinyls.
yeah. So it's like not the crazy $150,
Yeah, I
$200. How much was Titanfall? Wasn't there? It was like $250 for their
Oh,
collectors?
for their
Yeah.
their statue thing. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, like I saw like the Alien Colonial Marines, right? When it first came out, it was like $100 some odd dollars. Now you could get them,
It was on
the
Newegg
collect-
last week for like $15.
Yeah, for the collector's edition, you're just like, meh.
That whole game was a wah.
Yeah, that was.
But, so that was just mine.
Yeah. I noticed this was last night, and I noticed here that it's one of the last things that Dennis had put in our newsfeed was that we're getting ODST for
the
Master Chief Collection.
kind of as an apology for all the troubles everybody's having.
Really?
It shouldn't even be a part of an apology. It should just be like, we're putting in ODST because it's the best one we've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
Halo Wars.
they said that
That
it's
That wasn't Bungie though.
Yeah.
They said it's only the campaign, though. It's not. They're not going to be throwing Firefight in anytime soon.
You know, I could deal with that. The
yeah,
campaign
I'm
was
fine
awesome.
with that. Oh man.
So it's going to be a
that city
downloadable
was good.
content,
Yeah, free, right?
Yeah, free as far as I know.
Yeah,
but
free.
you have to have bought.
You have
have
to have Master Chief Collection, I believe.
before it comes out.
No.
Okay, so like I could get it later on. It'll still be free later on.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
hoping?
so.
Yeah. Oh, before the DLC is released,
Yeah.
is what you're saying? I think you said before the game comes out, and it was like,
That's what I meant.
no,
Like
that's not how it works. I don't know. That I don't know if there's some restriction on like, it's free for a limited time.
It is between November, the launch date, and yesterday. So if you didn't play in between those times, you're out of luck.
So it's free between the launch and yesterday.
Darn.
It's not out yet, though, right?
No, it's not out yet. It is something they are working on.
I wonder what counts as playing it because I put in my code.
The ODST campaign will arrive sometime spring 2015.
It's still worth buying.
Yes,
And they're-
it's such a good game.
They're also including a Halo 2 map, Relic, which I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the maps enough
Yeah.
to, get
That's a
a
good map.
cheer out of that or not. I have no idea. I don't remember it. I can't remember. What is Relic? Which one's that one?
I'm not going to describe it to you.
You don't know.
No, it would take too long.
Oh.
Does it got like spires?
Is it like a long,
It-
convoluted map?
Yeah, well, it's one of the bigger ones.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Was it in
Yeah.
Red versus Blue?
I never watched Red Versus.
What? You should. Oh man, you should watch that. It's a good show.
He doesn't have to.
No, he should.
He doesn't have to.
If he wants to be up here with the big boys, he needs to play by our rules, and that's my rule.
I've never seen Red versus Blue.
What?
With the exception of some
that.
clip that's like, oh, you should watch this, and then they show me a clip of it.
It's the one with the big thing in the middle.
That helps.
Like the tower. Hold on, it's not loading.
I knew this would be fun. This is why I went down this path. I knew
Thank
this
you.
would be fun.
Yeah, video is so good in audio medium.
It is.
Oh yes.
video
Wow, that's a
picture.
big thing in the middle.
Is it,
That map. Remember, you could power jump to the top
Oh
of it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember
yeah.
that. Yeah, that is a big thing in the middle.
Yep, I do remember that. I don't remember that being anything special though, but I remember
Well,
that.
because
So.
it was a really fun map, especially when people figured out the power jump to
Mm-hmm.
the top
Well,
of
I mean,
it.
it's an extra map. for
And then
free,
that'd be your sniper position, wouldn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
if you can get up
exactly.
Yeah, like Dennis said, it's a free map.
That's how it always works out. Is that it just places turn into sniper positions. the good places that are hard to get to turn into sniper positions. So I'm trying to think of. I wanted to go back to the Steam sale because we started talking about all the deals, but the meta game going on for the Steam sale doesn't feel as exciting as it.
There's a
Well,
meta
there's-
game going on.
There's not really.
Well, they always do a
anything
meta thing.
Yeah, I know.
There's the trading cards thing, which is the
I've
usual.
never liked that.
But it's never been a thing I've exactly got worked up about.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's any community items or anything being passed out.
Yeah.
I want
It's just
to be
badge.
put back on a team for
I
controversy.
know the summer summer
Yeah,
camp
that went
sale.
really
Drama.
well for them.
That was so good.
It was cool.
I
It was
loved
bad, but
it was good because I was on the winning team. But it was good.
Yeah, it was interesting in the way like a train wreck is interesting. It's like, how did that happen?
Well, I find that we don't have it this time, and I kind of miss that. Is what it is. Where I was like,
What?
okay, that's good. We'll see what you got for Christmas, and they've got nothing. I'm like, well, kind of miss what you did back then. Is where I
I agree.
sort of sit
What
with it.
What was this team thing?
The summer sale
Oh,
was
that's right, you weren't
terrible
here.
until it was
I
gone.
know.
I'm sorry, I have to-
I'm still catching up.
I'm sorry, I forget about that.
What you have to do is check out our podcasts.
It-
Rewatch
it's-
the show.
It's a bit of a long explanation.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah.
As soon as you bought something during the summer sale, you were assigned a team.
Okay.
Or as soon as you voted on something or whatever, as soon as you participated in any way, you were assigned on a team. And there was pink, blue, green, red. 4 teams.
No, there's
And-
purple as well.
And
5
purple. I'm
teams.
sorry, there was 5. You're right. I always leave out purple.
Yeah, no, because I was on it.
So yeah, there were 5 teams, and the more badges you crafted, the more points you got that went towards your team.
So it was
Okay.
worthwhile to like get into trading cards, craft badges.
Okay, and so
And at
whichever
the-
team won at the end.
At the end of a day, whatever team was in the lead, the like top 10 or something like that.
Yeah,
or
they would like get
random 10 random people.
They would get games off their wish list.
10 random people on that team would get the top 3 games of their wish list.
Okay, did you get any?
No, I didn't. There were people, I mean, obviously in Reddit and
Yeah.
NeoGAF and stuff who did get some stuff, but and
See,
so
that's pretty cool.
and each day,
Well, it was cool until like people started really gaming the system because there were part of
kind of
the-
like with those gems.
well, there was gaming the system, but there was also we also pretty much caught on that Steam was
Rigging the numbers.
that Valve was rigging the numbers.
Yeah, so people would see who was getting ahead, and there were like tokens that would let you switch teams. It was one of the rewards you get for crafting badges. So a lot of people would see, oh, they're trying to make it so like each day a different team wins. Like the numbers weren't adding up for like the people who were like porting what they were buying and everything. Like
And that happened for 2 weeks. That was going on for 2 weeks. So it went, everybody each day, a different team won for the first 5 days. All 5 teams got to be number 1. And then the next week, the rotation started over. And it started going in that same pattern again until red won. And then it was supposed to be blue or purple was supposed to win the next day, and they didn't. Red won
yeah,
again.
and it was like red for the rest of the time.
And then
I
after
think.
that,
But it wasn't like
everything was
Red wasn't
thrown
just
off.
winning. It was like the other teams would have like 3,000 points, and Red would be at like almost 1 million.
Huh.
It was blowing them away.
Yeah, it
No,
really,
it was kind of clear they had like taken off whatever rubber band they had attached everybody to.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and then it was back. God, there was some really great subreddits made up for everything. They were really really.
I bet
good.
it got pretty heated.
Oh, it was really good. And so that's exactly what that was. It was a perfect time to sell cards because people were crafting badges. Perfect time to sell. This whole the whole gym thing that they did. That was a perfect time to sell all your useless junk that hardly ever sells because it was going. That was.
Yeah, everything I had sitting in my mind for a penny just went away.
I made $375
Wow, that's not bad.
off of all that stuff, which was nice.
Yeah, because they sell for pennies.
I know.
I made
Huh.
like $1.50.
Yeah, and you can still sell because they're still doing the gym thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm speaking of Steam. I mentioned this earlier, and also with the, talking about Steam. They just released or announced GTA 5 on Steam.
Right, we knew it was coming to
yeah, we knew it
PC.
was coming, but now
But
it's like
It's got its own page
official-
now on
yeah,
Steam.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
I did not know
that's
that.
kind of big.
I was gonna say it's been on my Steam wish list for like about 2 months, but there was
Has it?
there's no
Okay.
info on it. But like it's
I think
been
it just
on
says,
my
like,
wish list.
Maybe they just
Early-
opened for pre-orders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
like
Remember, he
early
just got
2000.
back,
yeah.
so I'm not sure. I wasn't aware of it until he told me that it was on Steam. I wasn't even, hadn't even looked at it for that reason. But
I mean,
Yeah, it's on there. No price listed yet.
right,
so-
there's not a price. I got a couple of things in my wish list that don't have prices on them yet either. so.
GTA. MGS 5. Phantom Pain.
Yeah,
That
we've
didn't have
known
a
about
price.
that for.
Is that something you're going to get on the PC?
I think I'm gonna get it on the PS4 as well.
Okay.
Really?
Because I
As
have,
well, you're going to get them both.
Well, no, I mean I have Ground Zero on the PS4. And
Right.
So I'm just
Okay,
gonna
so you want
continue.
your stuff to carry over.
Yeah. So that's what I meant as well.
I mean, now you can play that on PC if you want to get those unlocks again. Or whatever it is that the crossover bonus.
Crossovers. Yeah.
I don't think I could ever not play a Metal Gear game on PlayStation.
On PlayStation?
It has to be. PlayStation.
Yeah, I can kinda
except
understand that.
Twin Snakes.
I never played.
Oh yeah,
You didn't play that? That was
GameCube,
really
yeah.
good. That was the GameCube remake.
Yeah, I didn't play that.
It was
one.
it was good.
I just every single one I've played on either Vita, PSP, or PlayStation 2, or
Okay.
3, or 4.
See, we're old school. We go back to NES and the first one.
Well, yeah, I've
I-
played that one.
I jump around, man. If it's multi-console and there's
If it's better on one than another system, then I'll be like, okay, which one is this looking better on?
or if somebody's got better exclusives.
yeah.
I remember I started Batman Arkham Asylum on PS3
Okay.
because of the Joker challenge match.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people said, well, eventually that's going to come over to X, and it never did. It never did. That's one of the things. I see it today where people talk about exclusives like, it's just limited. They'll put it on everything.
Not
I
always.
was like, it's not always the case, man, because
Really, those never went over?
they
I thought
never
did.
went over.
Wow.
Nope.
See, yeah, I did on
They
the...
may have made it to PC,
Yeah.
but they never showed up on the 360.
I remember that was back in I did that one on PS3 as well, just because I heard it looked better than the Xbox version. Same with like Ghostbusters. One version looked better than the other. Was having better frame rates and just stuff like that. So like that's what I'll do. I'm like, oh hey, this will look better on this one.
Well, then
It's not quite as broken.
wouldn't you think that Metal Gear's going to look better on PC?
I'd have to upgrade my rig. I'm guessing to
Oh,
make it.
okay. No. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That
To
makes
make it
perfect sense.
Super Master Racy, I guess I'd have to upgrade it. Whereas my PS4 is already there.
No, that works.
And sometimes if it does have like saves or if you start one series, then I tend to continue. Like I started Arkham Asylum on the PS3, and when Arkham City came out, I picked up on the PS3 as well because I was used to the controls, from Asylum.
I did that for a while with Assassin's Creed. I just was going to be
You just sort of stay with
I was going to be nothing but 360 on that game just because I knew the controls and everything else. And then money became a factor, and I was able to pick up. No. I picked up Assassin's Creed 3 on PS3 because it had like an extra hour of content, and not that made a difference at all. But apparently, to me, it made a difference before I'd played it. So I got that on PS3, and then Black Flag, and then it really became down to a sense if I can get it on if a game releases on PC, chances are I'm going to be able to get it cheaper than on a console. Rather it be, it's like right now they've got for $25 if you go to eBay, bringing that back up. There's all these people who got new graphics cards, and they've got that. Here, pick one of these 3 games.
Yeah.
The Crew, Far Cry 4, or
4,
Assassin's
yeah.
Creed Unity, and those are going on eBay for like $25 a piece.
Yeah.
And you can have any of those that you want. So when I found out that things are just cheaper on the PC side of things, that will sometimes sway my decision on it. Destiny would have been one that I would have jumped on PC for.
Yeah, same here.
Mm-hmm.
Had it released like that.
I was trying. Wait, is Titanfall on PC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Origin only.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess when I think
And
of PC,
guess
I
what?
think of Steam.
Me and Nate both went that way. Why? Found a cheaper price right there at launch. It was in Mexico, but we found a different price.
Yeah, the digital code
only
fell off the
spoke
back of the
Spanish.
truck.
Yeah.
We got a free sombrero with it too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it's you'll find it cheaper on PC just because
Yeah.
of the options that are available to you, and that's usually the way that I'll go. I did not go Unity on PC. I went Unity on PS4, but that was because not Blockbuster. Wow, Best Buy kind of has locked me into physical media for a while. I remember last week, Drew was in the chat room asking me which way I would go for Evolve.
Yeah.
PC, I'm going PC for that. I know it's on the other consoles, and I know I could help my Best Buy gamer points and all that other stuff, but going
I think
PC on
Batman, I'm going to go PS4, but Evolve, definitely PC.
that. Here's my problem with Batman, and this is going to bring up a thing about pre-orders, but screw you, I'm a Batman guy. They've got those collector's editions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 different collector's editions. One with a Batman statue and one with a Batmobile.
Yeah.
I knew the Batman.
Oh,
statue. I
that
knew
must
the
be
Batmobile.
causing you a lot of pain.
Not right now because I've got them both pre-ordered.
Okay.
They're both $100 or 100
Yeah.
and some odd bucks.
So just which one are you going to cancel?
Right, exactly. They're both in Amazon. I got them before they sold out.
He's not going to cancel.
No.
So
He's going to get 2 copies.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. You get 2 copies. I'll buy one. For what system? PS4.
Both PS4, yeah,
I'll buy one off of you.
but not the special. I don't want. I'm keeping.
Yeah, I just want the game.
You want the game?
Yeah.
We might work something out, sir.
You just want to see like 2 different limited editions. Like one is significantly better than the other, but all it is just a statue.
Yeah, it's a Batman statue, and then the other one's a Batmobile.
It's not quite the Watch Dogs Matrix that you had a couple months ago, where it was like, you didn't see that, where it was like, if you buy it in Europe, you get this this particular bonus for this particular
No,
system.
because it's not a Ubisoft title. Which, look, you need there's wiki graphs of like what editions are what and what comes in those editions and where to buy those editions because there is so many of them.
Yeah, if you get it at Best Buy on a Tuesday, it's this. If you get it at Walmart on Thursday, it'll be
Yeah, I'm going to open up.
I was thinking more of
During the time of the full moon, this particular bonus comes.
I was
in.
thinking more of the Borderlands 2 type of.
That's a good way to put it. Where you've got there's like a collector's edition,
the normal edition, the collector's edition, then you get the treasure
the Vault Hunter.
treasure chest edition. Yeah, the Ultimate Vault Hunter edition. I was thinking more along the lines of that for the Batman one on PS4.
That is sort of the case, except if there were two different Vault Hunter editions. Or two different collector's editions. In other words, they're both called limited editions, but one you get a Batman statue, the other one you get a Batmobile replica type thing.
Arkham Asylum, I got the collectors for the PS.
I've gotten the collector's editions for all
with
of
the
those,
Batarang, and that was awesome. But when City came out, I know you had the statue, and I didn't get that one. I was like, I just want to play the game. So, I'm sure, the Batmobile will be nice.
What's even better is that I got the special edition of Arkham Origins.
What was in that?
It was a statue of the Joker.
Okay.
Standing in front of a bunch of TVs or whatever.
Okay.
That one I got from going to PAX.
All right.
Because if you went to the WB booth, every now and again, they would start taking pre-orders for any of their games that they had. Witcher 3, Shadow of Mordor, and I think Gauntlet was also there, and you could take pre-orders on all these games. And if you took pre-orders, and at a certain time, you had to be lucky with it, they would say, hey, you get a free T-shirt. Would you also like this? And they would bring out that big collector's edition box.
Why, yes, of course I would.
Which system do you want it for? And so that sort of thing. And I was able to catch one of those.
Nice.
The fun part was that you could pre-order on Amazon for their games. So I did my pre-order, got my box, and then when I got back home, I just canceled my pre-orders.
It's interesting. I'm on Amazon looking at the PS4. The Batmobile edition is what it's called. Is sold out, but the limited edition with just Batman, the statue.
Is that still in stock?
That one's still available, and I'm surprised more people would want the car than Batman.
Yeah, the car's pretty cool.
I mean, it is cool. I would want him more than I want the Batmobile.
It's not,
That'll depend if it is collector. Somebody they probably have like just a ton of Batman figurines.
True, that is true.
Now.
I don't really have any Batman, so that is true.
And I know people in the chat room, and we've heard online stuff like that. They rail against don't pre-order in the pre-order.
Well, I mean,
I'm not down with that kind of logic. If there's something cool like a Batmobile statue that you want, or some kind of DLC that you want,
Man, that statue's really nice too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I don't see
Look at that
anything wrong
statue.
with
That
it.
statue's really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it should be.
I'm looking at it now. I was like, I'm glad I got that pre-ordered. Let me look at the bat. Oh, I'm glad I got the bat. I don't know.
See?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
That's
I think
fine.
he's
How much is
cooler.
the game? The game itself?
60.
All right, yeah, I'll throw 60 bones your way.
The main thing is, it's like, don't do pre-orders just because.
No,
Yeah,
just because.
I think that's like the primary thing.
I'm not one of those
eBay can do.
guys that walks into GameStop and like, oh, do you want to pre-order that? No, I'll just wait for it. But I mean, if there's something that I want that's enticing that might be added to it, then yeah, I don't see the harm in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want to get Victory, pre-order that. That's up to you. Yeah, I think that's Assassin's Creed Victory's the next one. But I think that's probably not a wise decision given everything going on.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you can somehow forgive them for Unity.
But all right,
Cool.
say like if Dark Knight comes out and it is glitchy and it is bugged out. Not that it would be because Rocksteady has pretty good track record. But if it is, hey, you still got that really sweet looking ride and statue. So eventually they'll patch it. So
Right now, looking at it, the statue's much better than the car.
really,
I like the statue more
All right.
than I do the car.
Yeah, I will say collector's editions like Unity and stuff, because they make so many of those, there's almost guaranteed, to get it a couple months later. I always see them.
I can
Especially
still
with World
there's
of
a
Warcraft.
couple I could still walk into Best Buy and get the
Batman.
not the Black Flag, but like the Brotherhood special
Yeah.
edition of Assassin's Creed, the one that had the Jack in the Box or whatever. I'd sought that on shelves for a long time.
Yeah.
I was just a while ago I was at GameStop and I picked up a Half-Life 2 special edition, with the T-shirt and everything.
Wow, that's
the
still there.
Yeah, it's still there. It's like
Yeah.
$2. I'm like $2 for a Half-Life 2 shirt. All right, sold.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's nice to wait out and wait for them to get their crazy low prices.
Well, this was announced not long. The special edition of this was announced for Batman was announced not long after the Destiny special edition was announced, where that sold out so very fast, and never got restocked.
Now
So
on Amazon.
yeah, and it never actually got restocked, and that was one of the reasons I jumped on it when at the time. It was like, it's Amazon, add it to your cart. You're not spending any money yet, so but just make sure you're in, your name's in that hat. And so that's what I did. We've got to take a break. When we come back, we will have more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. Remember, it's our Christmas episode, so we got Christmas music coming up. If you'd like to get in touch with us, 334-272-9228 is the number you need to know. Here is music. This is Christmas. Help me on this one. It's from Shenmue. Christmas on
Debuita Street.
Debuita Street. That's what
a
this
good
next
game.
track is. I know. I think I played Shenmue 2.
That's one they should remaster.
Yeah.
Those two games.
I have it for
and come out with a third.
I have it for Xbox, and Shenmue 2 comes with Shenmue
Yes.
already in it. So, anyway, we'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. That is music from Chocobo's Happy Christmas. Chocobo, actually, it's from Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon, and the track is called
Happy
Chocobo's
Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Oh, those little chicken guys.
That's what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of, for Final Fantasy.
I have no reference for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they're
other than
the
7.
rideable
and,
chicken.
And
I think,
so, like, Cloud and Sephiroth, I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Chocobo start in 2?
Yeah, 2, I think.
Yeah,
That's
they weren't in the
one.
first one. I think it was they started in 2, and they've been in ever since.
And they're chicken things?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah, chicken,
big-
ostrich type things to let you avoid
Big? Oh,
random.
ostrich,
Oh, yeah.
so they're big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They let you avoid random encounters, big enough to ride on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe
All right.
you're small enough to ride on them.
Well, it is our
I don't
Christmas episode, and that is Christmas music there. We're going to wrap it up with some more Christmas music later on. Got about another 20 minutes left if you would like to get in touch with us. You want to share your stories of games and Christmas? I don't know, whatever. 334-272-9228, 334-272-9228. Want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat room there. STM Fuller, Tactus59, Toxic Shadows has joined us. Lavos, W. Matthew. W. Matthew asked about the Ubisoft Tetris situation. Yeah, we did talk about that. I mean, we didn't go very much in depth other than the fact that they screwed it up. Arioka, also Space Cat Cat. That's a great name. I'm not being sarcastic. I like that. Space Cat Cat. Digital Hughes, Cavalier UK, Raspy Salamander, one of my favorites. Leopold Kang. What is that one? Lel, It's Me, I think. My eyes are going. And Jack Kraft. I'm sorry, there you go. I turn your mic off when you answer the phone. So, anyway, welcome back to the show. I don't know, just before we end it, though, because I know Christmas is this week. Is anybody expecting anything gaming related that they might be getting for Christmas? I guess gift cards probably be in that list of things.
I think anything gaming related.
We buy ourselves.
Yeah, what
right?
I buy
Yeah.
myself. What do I want?
That's the toughest part because I get plenty of family members asking me, "What do you want?"
Just give me a Steam,
And then,
wallet.
but they don't want to do a gift card. They're like,
Yeah.
"You're so hard to buy for." and it's
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
know because I just
we
So
want you to
get
have
a gift
something to
card.
open up.
I
Be
just, tell
the,
them,
be the happiest man alive.
I just tell them to give me cash.
Yeah.
I know.
Then I go buy my own stuff.
I
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
That seems to be the way.
Well, I have a Amazon wish list, so I have games and stuff on there. So if they buy me something,
Yeah, it's great
If they
until
don't.
they ask you, what else do you want? Which has been
Yeah.
the situation where he's like,
I see
I have a
games
list.
on- yeah,
I
I
give
have-
you the gift link to the list.
I
That's
see
what
games
I want.
on there. What else?
But what else do you
but that,
want?
yeah.
What else do you want?
It's funny because during the break,
Nothing. You can't. If you give me anything else, I will hate you with an undying passion.
Do you? Okay, so let's
Yeah.
go. Let's do as we normally do and go into our past. Do you remember when you used to ask for games?
Oh,
for
yeah.
Christmas?
No,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's for.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be just give me games. It'd be something specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got on the Apple 2GS. It was Test Drive, and Test Drive California Tracks. This is back in the 80s, and that was oh my gosh, I was super happy. There's a picture of me opening up a box from.
Did anybody in here ever get a console for Christmas?
Yes.
I got a Game Boy. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got a Game Boy from my grandma, and that was so amazing. It came with Tetris. Oh my gosh. And the Tetris worked.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I got both Nintendo and Super Nintendo on Christmas.
Oh wow.
That's the only console I've ever was gifted.
I got. I think I was 11 or 12. I got.
So what?
The first,
3 years ago.
The first Xbox and Halo 2 had just come out. And
All right.
So that, and
Oh
I already
wow.
had
So you were already a
Nice.
year out.
Yeah, and I had I had been playing a PS2. I got a PS1 for my birthday, and I got a PS2 for my birthday. Because my birthday is January 11th, so it's right after Christmas. So what I usually do is just ask, for money and stuff for Christmas, and then my birthday, and then it was one console. But for that one, they surprised me with an Xbox, which I hadn't even asked for.
Mhm.
I was interested, but I had PlayStation. So then I got Halo, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Having both consoles, being able to choose, and I could care less about
Isn't that
console
so?
wars.
Wasn't that such a foreign concept when you're younger to be like, oh my god, I've got two consoles.
What do I do?
I can pick what game. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you release on. I got the option to have both. It's
Exactly.
so awesome.
That's why console wars annoying.
I never got a console for Christmas. I never asked for one. Or if I did, I never got it. All the consoles I ever had, and remember, I skipped a generation or two.
Yeah. I remember.
In my growing up, I was there for NES and SNES.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but I missed the PSX, the N64, and the Saturn. I missed that generation and didn't pick back up again until Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
Gotcha.
Was when I got back into it, and all of those.
I was always in the fortunate situation where all three of my friends, when I lived in Maryland and when I moved to Alabama, all had separate consoles. So if we all wanted to ever play anything, we could just go over to their house. Well, one friend had a GameCube, that's all I had. Another one had an Xbox, that's all I had. And I had the PlayStation. So it was like, I played pretty much everything on all those consoles.
Yeah.
If I just went over there. So it worked out.
Now we don't go outside anymore.
Yeah.
No,
Now we-
the
now we
only
have
thing-
Steam
Scary
Share.
out there.
The only game I remember getting, and I
You don't wanna go alone.
probably got some games for Christmas. I can't remember them. I do remember. I remember one year, I didn't get anything for Christmas. My father had been laid off in December, the very 1st of December.
Dang.
He had been laid off, and with everything else, my parents had told me up front, they're like, "This is going to be one of those years where we, Santa's not going to." I don't even know where I was with Santa at the time, but it was like, this is going to be one of those years where you're not going to get a lot of stuff this Christmas. And not that I was showered in stuff whenever I got, but there was always.
You were an only child, right?
Yeah, I was an only child, so there was always that sense. I would come downstairs and everything would be, all. It's like, yay! I got a train set or whatever it was. I don't know. And so that year, it was like, it's, I had known that my father had been laid off. It wasn't something they kept from me. And I can't remember what age I was. You'd have to look it up and tell me what year this game came out. But I really, really...
Which game?
I'm about to say.
Oh.
But I really, really wanted the... it was for the NES. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game.
Yes, I remember that one.
Really, really wanted that. Can you tell me what year that was? The NES version, not the arcade, actually, the arcade version.
You said number 2?
Yeah, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja... TMNT 2, the arcade version.
Was it 3 that was Turtles in Time?
Yeah.
That was 4, actually.
No, that was 4.
Four.
Turtles in Time was 4. 3 was...
The Manhattan Project? It was still on the NES.
Yeah.
But yeah, Turtles in Time was good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
They're all better than the first one.
You still looking that up?
Keeps wanting to bring up the first one.
Oh, wow.
Let's see, the arcade game itself released in '89, so probably
That would be the arcade itself, but
Yeah,
not that one. So, 90, I was about...
1990 is
Yeah, 1990, yeah.
the arcade game on NES.
I was 11 or 12 when that hit in 1990.
I was born in 2 years later.
Oh my god. What?
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
92.
he's young, man. He's young.
I graduated high school 2 years after that.
So I was 12 years old, which means that, I was really hoping that my parents would get me this, and it was, by the way, it was the only thing I got that Christmas, but I didn't care. I was like, we're good, we're fine, we're okay. The weird thing about that is that when that got re-released on the Xbox 360, the arcade version, I went back to play that. I was like, how did I enjoy this? How is this so amazing for me? Because it was so difficult. That way, maybe it wasn't difficult back in the day. Maybe the games of today made me weak to the games.
Your difficulty bone has been in atrophy since then?
No.
Yeah.
It's Turtles in Time, right?
No, this wasn't Turtles in Time. This was the
Or-
arcade edition.
No, the games were difficult, I think, back then.
They were.
Like, I had to do a code. Because it was Konami, so I had to do a code
To get all the extra lives.
just to get the extra lives to make it through the entire game.
I'm trying to remember the one I picked up on PSN, the Turtles game.
They did have Turtles in Time on. They released the arcade edition and they released the Turtles in Time, and maybe another Turtle game as well that I.
Yeah, there's
can't
another one
remember.
based on the new cartoon that.
Oh well, then
recently.
yeah, but they did release some on the 360 and
Okay.
PSN. Yeah,
Yeah,
I could
PSN
just hear
was
that-
something in time that I was playing.
that would have been
Yeah.
Turtles
Yeah.
in Time.
I
Yeah,
could just
Turtles
hear
in
that
Time would be-
digitized shell shock,
Yep, that was in there. No, they didn't do the voices in there. They just had the balloons because they didn't have the voices. I think. For the
Okay.
NES. NES couldn't do everything. So I don't think that was a part of it. But yeah, that was one of those that I was like, man, I really, yeah. That's my only gaming memory of Christmas that I have. I never got, like I said, I never got a console, never got a handheld. By the time I got back into the console stuff, I was able to afford things myself.
Yeah,
I was
you have
able
a
to buy
job,
things
yeah.
myself whenever they came about. So it was never one of those things. But you're right. I guess, this year, just give me a gift card.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's
Because like either that, or you have to be specific. Because if you say, "Oh, you know, games," you'll end up getting like Skylanders or something.
You know what would be great is if I could integrate my Steam wish list into my Amazon wish list, so that I could send family members to go to that, and they would see the Steam games that I've got. And
Yeah,
they could
I just wish they
click.
would let non-Steam users purchase stuff on there.
Right.
Just buy me this $3 thing that's sitting on my wish list, and I'll be just fine with that.
Or better yet, just go pick up a Steam wallet. You know, here's
Yeah.
$20, and here's 9 of these $3 things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my math is bad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my only gaming Christmas memory that I have.
Like I said, my grandma sent me the Game Boy, the original big, blocky Game Boy.
That went into the Smithsonian recently, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
I think it
I think so.
I think they put that into the Smithsonian.
It was kind of a game changer.
It really was. It was.
You know? And that's what got Tetris out. I mean,
Yeah,
so many people.
it's first one of the biggest portable things with both gameplay and sound on it.
Mm-hmm.
Good music playing and everything.
Because like before that, I remember growing up, I used to
you
have
had like
the old,
Tiger Electronic games.
Well, I
and
had the
stuff.
Game and Watch games. I actually had those. When I was living in Europe and stuff. And so
Okay, if we want to dilute the gaming Christmas request, I got the Batman the movie Tiger handheld thing. Basically,
who did not like you that year?
it was just the image of Batman, and then you could see when the game was turned off, like where his hand could be, because that's the only two things that would either light up, and like I think his foot did the same thing. So, you could kick or punch. And I think that was it. But when I got that...
Oh, man, that was awesome. Because you're playing Batman on the go.
I know, because I also got that with the Batman VHS.
Ah, the old 1989 movie?
The Burton, yeah. The 1989
that was
movie.
great.
God.
I watched that. When that movie came out on VHS, I watched that so many times.
I can't remember if I watched it a bunch. I just remember getting it on VHS, and that was a big deal for me. I have no idea what a VHS tape cost back then. But it's like, yay, I got Batman on tape. I don't have to rent it anymore. Or whatever the case it may have
Just
been.
got to rewind it after reviewing.
But yeah, I guess if you want to really dilute the gaming thing, it would have been one of those Tiger handhelds.
That's why I don't consider like the old Game and Watchers and stuff like that. But the Game Boy, that was an actual, interchangeable, portable console.
It was a portable console. This is exactly what it was.
And that one was...
I had that too.
What?
The Tiger handheld.
Did you just look it up?
The Batman.
Yeah.
I had that.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I got that for Christmas. I don't even know if I asked for it. I know I asked for the VHS tape of Batman, but they may have just thrown that in as like a stocking stuffer.
Yeah. Wow.
My cousin,
And I
no.
kinda feel-
I know what it was. Me and my cousin got the same thing. We both opened up and had the Batman VHS and the Batman Tiger game. So I guess neither of us would be,
I don't know if I got it for Christmas. I kind of feel like I got it from a thrift store. But
knowing you, yeah, because this would have been 1989.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You weren't even born
You weren't
yet.
born.
No.
You would have gotten it from
But,
a
I'm
thrift
obviously-
store.
I remember the Double Dragon one. Looking at these, I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, those were so."
Yeah, we've got a list of.
Will you throw a link to that into the chat room? I'd like to see that eventually.
All right.
But you found a list.
Well, it was like
Is
a-
it images?
Yeah,
Just
Google image of a Tiger
Okay.
Put in
handheld.
Tiger handheld.
Okay,
and
I'll just
then
do
look at
that
the
then.
image thing, and you'll see
Oh
a bunch
my
of them.
gosh, I was
So I
looking
remember
at.
the
There's a lot of memories
Simon's
there.
Quest, Castlevania, the Double Dragon one.
Yeah, the Double Dragon was terrible.
No, awful. Yet we still played it.
I know,
You know,
yeah.
go over it, man. But I was about to say, I think my Christmas memory of getting a console was the Sega Master System. Was when I got that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I was playing Hang On and Astro Warrior for like hours on end.
So you got the Master System instead of the NES. That explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why you stayed with Sega for a long time, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. But then again, I had friends of mine who had the NES, so I got
You got to
I was
play
able
it.
see it on both ends. But yeah, I preferred the Sega one.
Did you get to play the first Phantasy Star?
I wasn't into RPGs even back then.
Yeah.
So I
Okay,
couldn't
yeah, there it
play
is.
that.
So when you open that up, it's not any that are on the it's the very last one on the top row, or the very second one on the second row, the one that actually has Michael Keaton on the in costume on the game, whatever those are called. That's the one I had. Man, that takes me back. God, those are horrible, man. But they worked.
They entertained you.
They
That's-
did. Yeah, exactly. They did it. They did it.
They got you to shut up for the long car ride to wherever you were going.
Sago #1 wants a radio shout out. Well, there you go, buddy.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
You know, it's like kids don't know how good they have it these days. Because I remember, like, you know, in the arcade playing the original Star Wars vector graphics, you know, arcade game, and like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's, you know, look at it. It's like in 3D, and yeah. Look at these old handhelds. You know, that's what we had growing up.
It is. It is what we had. All right, folks. Well, that is going to wrap it up for our Christmas edition. I hope everybody has a great holiday. And I hope you guys get a bunch of games. If not, a bunch of gift cards we can buy a bunch of games with. We want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat room, as well as everybody listening on the stream or even on their radios as well. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We really appreciate it. Head on over to ingamechats.net. You can join us on Twitter, Facebook, our forums at colonyofgamers.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're on Steam, we've got a Steam group there. You can join up with us and play with us and play games with us and other listeners. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. We're going to close out here with same song we closed out last year with. It's quite a classic. It's from the 1-Ups. It is the Mario Sleigh Ride, and have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday for our 52nd episode, the one that will make it the fact that we've done one episode every week this year.
Our season finale.
Something I don't think we have ever done
In the 8
ever.
years we've done this, yeah.
And this year was not a year we should have done it, considering I was in the hospital once, and when I went to PAX, I was also away, but we still were able to pull it out with you guys. So that'll be a pretty big deal next week. So tune in for that. Anyway, have a great week. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you next Saturday.